Welcome to Behind the Berry, sponsored by Modexis, where you'll get to know the brand behind these world-class, innovative supplements formulated by science with you in mind. You'll meet our people, the founders of Modexis and members of our Product Research Council. You'll also hear about our amazing products through stories from our customers of overcoming health challenges. They're not just surviving, they're thriving. Modexis is the leader in bringing you the world's first family of innovative natural nutrition, powered by the elite superfruit, Lonicera cerulean. Our products are non-GMO, gluten-free, and made right here in the USA with no preservatives. They're 100% natural, so you can feel good about taking them and sharing them with your family. And learn just how easy it is to become an affiliate with Modexis and gain financial prosperity just by sharing Modexis with the people you love. Now let's jump into this week's episode of Behind the Berry. Hey guys, it's Brittney Jones and welcome to another episode of Behind the Berry sponsored by Modexis. Today I have with me Lois Winkler. Hey Lois, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, Brittney.
Good. I'm so glad to see you. Well, if you guys are watching the podcast on Rumble or YouTube, you'll see that I'm rocking my brand new Modexis Rhythm tee today. And so if you are an affiliate or advocate with Modexis, you can snag one of these too. They're really cute, they're soft, and they're comfortable. I thought I'd do a shameless plug here at the beginning for us. But Lois, let's jump right into you and your story. I'd just love to hear a little bit more about you, if you don't mind sharing that with us.
Okay, well, I'm a registered nurse and a certified health coach in Sarasota, Florida. And actually, I've been in Sarasota most of my life and feel that I live in paradise. I absolutely love it here. I worked at Sarasota Memorial Hospital for about 22 years, and then I was the administrator of a nurse registry for about 9 years. And so I was really into health my whole life. I think I started like at 17 years old as a CNA. And it just kind of progressed. And then somewhere along the line, about the time that I left the hospital, I started leaning more toward holistic. Kept seeing the same patients coming in, same problems, more drugs, more drugs, more drugs. And so I started looking. I was affiliated with another company for 20, 25 years. And that's where I met Randy. That kind of really totally changed everything that I was doing. I had been diagnosed with cancer in 2002.
Wow.
I had breast cancer, and then it came back again in 2007. So I went through treatment twice, and during that time, of course, I was constantly doing research of, what could I do to stop this? What could I do to prevent this? What could I have done differently? And so I kept getting more and more and more into holistic. And I had worked myself into taking 30 supplements a day. It was getting very, very difficult to get all of these supplements in. Because and most of them I could not take on an empty stomach with water. So I was eating more. My weight was going up. I just got myself into a real mess. But at the same time, I felt good. I had energy. I at this point I'm 70. Soon to be next month. I'll be 75 years old. Don't have an acre of pain. Energy plus. Everything was really good. And so I'll never forget the day that Randy called me about Modexis. And that was, it was in 2019. It was just before the company launched. I'm taking 30 pills a day. And Randy calls me about another product. And the words that came out of my mouth said, Randy, I do not have time for one more pill. And I think that Randy Anderson is the most authentic, honest person that I have ever met in my entire life. And Randy was very patient and listened to me scream at him about, no, I don't want any more pills. And he said, okay, Lois, I'm going to send you some product and you let me know what you think.
Hmm.
Okay. So I got off the phone and because I had known Randy for many years and I thought, okay, if he's going to send me product, I'm going to give it an honest try. So I stopped everything that I was taking and waited for his product to come. And in that week that I was waiting on the product to come, I read Dr. Rouse's information on longevity. He had the breakdown of each ingredient, how it worked in the body, why it worked, and what health issues it addressed. And so as I'm reading that, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I'm taking this, I don't need to take all this stuff I'm taking. And Brittney, I was spending very close to $300 a month on supplements. So Randy put me in touch with Dr. Rouse, and I sent him my long list of stuff. And I said, if I'm taking your product, do I need to take all of this? So he sent back, and uh, I still needed to take my omegas and my probiotics. But other than that, I could give all that stuff up.
Wow.
So I got Randy's product, and I started it right away. It was the longevity that I started, and longevity. You asked me earlier which product I like best. I love them all. I take them all. I love them all. I can't imagine starting my day without my products. But I took the longevity the very first day I took it. That night, I slept so much better. And I knew, I felt like I was feeling, I thought I was on top of it. I'm taking all these supplements. I feel good. I've got energy. I thought I was sleeping well. But usually my routine would be I go to bed at 10 o'clock, I get up at 6 a.m. But I would always be awake like between 5 and 6. And that first night that I took longevity, I woke up to some noise and I kept thinking, what is that noise? It was my clock going off at 6 o'clock. I didn't wake up early and I went, whoa.
Hmm.
So I started paying attention. And when you don't have any health issues and you really have to pay attention to your body. And so then I think I just started, as I was taking the product and I just started feeling better. This was the first supplement ever that I've been able to take on an empty stomach with water.
Hmm.
Oh, that was just manna from heaven right there. I really do believe that Modex's products are the cleanest, purest products out there. I absolutely love I love them all, but the longevity is my go-to product. Um, and of course, I got this right before the pandemic, and so it it was a no-brainer for me. If I'm going to be around people, it's got everything in it I need to boost my immune system, fight off the viruses. So I would just take extra longevity. So
Yes.
I'd take two in the morning, two in the afternoon, and then if I was going to be out around people, I'd take two more. And during that time, I had two friends that came down with COVID, and I took care of them. One of them was a 92-year-old lady, and I was very close with her, and I didn't get sick, not the slightest thing. Um, but anyway, as I went on, about 3 months into taken the longevity. And of course, after that first week, I never went back to all that other stuff that I was taking. It was like, okay, this is so much easier. And it saved me a lot of money. I
Yeah.
mean, OMG. It was like, where has this been? Why didn't I have this sooner?
Right.
Uh, but it was about 3 months into it. I had I had my first cancer at 55, and the chemo left me with uh, cataracts. And so I had cataract surgery very early. I think I was 57, 58 when I had cataract surgery. And it left me with halos. And so I did not drive at night. It was just like a psychedelic trip going down the highway with all of these halos and different colors.
Yeah.
But so anytime anybody would ask me to do something in the evening, I would pick and choose what invitations I accepted. And I do have a dinner group that we meet once a month. And so they wanted to meet up. It was off of North 41, which that's between Sarasota and Bradenton. It's about 30 minutes from me. So I waited and I thought, okay, if I go this way and I just stay in the right lane and drive like an old person, I can do this. And so I go to dinner and we had a lovely dinner and left at about 9 o'clock. And I'm coming down 41 and I'm looking around and I'm like, where are my halos? The halos were gone.
Wow.
And that was right about, and I don't know when they left. I'd been on the product about 3 months, but that was the first time I had driven at night.
Hmm.
So the halos were gone, and
Wow.
it just gradually, with each product, and I started out with the longevity, and I take it liberally, very
Mhm.
liberally sometimes. Um, then, as the other products came out, I started just incorporating them just to see what they did. And I will tell you, when Rhythm was going to come out, at my age, it's like, I'm past all of that. I don't have menopause. I don't. None of that stuff bothers me anymore. Thank the good Lord. Um, but I was listening to one of Dr. Rouse's talks, and um, he said there is an ingredient in Rhythm that helps to prevent sarcopenia. Lord knows I need that. And also osteopenia. And I thought, as we get older, the muscles go, the bones go, you need that protection. So I thought, yes, 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 I do need that. And then the other thing, one of the great things, which I know this is this is Lois wisdom here, but it makes good sense to me. Over the years, I've struggled with my weight. It's most women do from one thing or another, but um, it if your hormones are in balance, your weight is so much easier to control. And I had worked myself up to about, I was running around in the 140s, and that was too much weight for me because I had always been around 120, 125. And so after I started the Rhythm, my weight came down. I am running. My weight is consistently, and this doesn't, it has no bearing on what I eat, what I do. It balanced out at, usually I'm about 129 to sometimes 130, 131, but it never varies more than a couple of pounds. And I take my Rhythm every single day. And I thought that's when it started. That's when my weight became
Mm.
very balanced because my hormones are balanced. So
Yes.
I sure talk a lot, don't I?
No, I love it. Like I said, a conversation between girlfriends. So this is great. No, you shared so much good stuff. It's funny that you bring up the weight thing because I've actually been thinking about that a lot lately. Another thing that I sort of dawned on me is if we look into how, especially women, how we sort of store weight, a
Mhm.
lot of it has to do with our stress hormone and the cortisol and all of that sort of getting stuck in our system. Um, so I not only do I use longevity and Rhythm, but I've also noticed including tranquility
Uh-huh.
in my routine as well, which I don't know if you said you use all the products, so I'm
Oh,
assuming
I
you're
do.
using that as well, that's actually helpful with weight and, sort of balancing that out as well, and so I'm like, all of these things are just working together. I don't know, I just thought of the Bible first, working together for my good, like they're all
Yes.
working together for my good.
Yes.
And so I love that. I know, especially for women, it's something that we are always sort of paying attention to.
Mhm.
And it's nice to know that you have these, like you said, clean,
top of the line, pure products that we can use, that we can feel good about using. And then it gives us the results that we're looking for. And we're not spending all day taking vitamins and hundreds of dollars taking our vitamins every day.
You betcha. I will forever, ever, ever be grateful to Randy Anderson for that phone call because really, Modexis has totally changed things for me. And as I was saying, I take all the products, and I have one of these little duvers that I set up, and I put my products in it every week so I can just grab it in the morning, and it's on the kitchen counter so I don't miss anything because I can't afford to miss anything at this point. Um, but I take my Tranquility at bedtime, 2 Tranquility, and, I was talking with Doctor Hackett. It's really kind of funny when you try to tell yourself you don't need things. So, I'm going along fat, dumb, and happy, and just everything is going great, and, I think I don't really need rhythm. Well, then with a little bit of research, yeah, I do,
Hmm.
and I'm finding the results are amazing. And so, and I really, I don't know why in the world I would think this, but I didn't think that I would need the lift. Oh goodness, I need those nootropics. It's like okay, particularly as you get older. I thought from the neck down, I'm super healthy, but I don't know from the neck up, I might need a little help here. Um, but then one day I was talking with Dr. Hackett, and I don't have pain. So I thought I don't need relief. And she just happened to mention that she takes it. And I said, well, why are you taking relief? Do you have pain? And she said, no, I take it for what it's doing for my cardiovascular system. And I went, oh, okay.
Mm.
So my blood pressure had been, it was kind of trying to inch up a little bit. And the only thing that I could fine reason for it was as we age, the arteries get stiffer. So your pressure is going to inch up. It's not alarmingly high, but it's higher than I would like to have it. So I went, okay, I can do that too. So I take 2 Relieve and 2 Tranquility. Sometimes I'll take 3 Tranquility at bedtime. And my blood pressure came back down into the 120s.
Wow.
And that's the only thing that I have to do. I take absolutely no medications, and I live and breathe my Modexis products.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm like you. I went without Lyft for the longest time. I was actually leaving a voice message for Randy the other day, and I'm yawning throughout my voice message. Like, I'm gonna get off this and go take my Lyft right now. Like, I clearly am needing it today. So, but yeah, I have found, and it seems like the people that I talk with, this seems to be a running theme, is that you don't really realize how much you need it until you miss a day, or you stop taking it, or you didn't order it this month, and then you're like, why am I feeling, why am I feeling these things? And you're like, oh, I'm not taking this product anymore. And so, um, I think a lot of times, especially in this like microwave, want it right now, Amazon today kind of
Yeah.
culture that we live in, we want to see those results right away. We want to feel it the second it, goes in our system. And I just know how I feel when I do take it and how I
Mhm,
feel when I forget to take it.
mhm,
And there is a noticeable difference there.
you betcha.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've had some people that have started on longevity, and then after they've taken it a while, they'll say, "Well, I don't think it's doing anything for me." And I say, "Well, then don't take it if you don't think it works." And then they always come back.
They
Always come back.
always come
Yes.
back.
Yes.
Yes. Oh man, I love that. Well, I'm so encouraged by your story too, in the, beating cancer multiple times. And I know that that takes a huge toll on immune systems.
Mhm.
And I talked with Mark about it in one of our other episodes, about how just rebuilding that immune system is so important, especially for people who have experienced cancer. Have you found, like you had mentioned, when COVID happened and you were helping others, that you were able to kind of stay well throughout that process by taking your longevity? I had someone reach out to me recently asking me about NAC, which we've heard a lot about over the last couple of years because of COVID. And I shared with her the video that's on YouTube of Dr. Rouse kind of comparing the two and how Modexis longevity is better than NAC.
Mhm.
As a medical someone in the medical field, do you have any insight on that?
Well, I do. It's the glutathione cannot be absorbed in the body. People go to the health food store and they'll grab glutathione or they'll get NAC, and it's destroyed in the GI system. And that was one of the reasons that I was so excited about our product, because I know that I'm getting every single dose. I'm going to get 1,100 milligrams of glutathione, and that is the most powerful antioxidant that we can have in our bodies. That's it. So I think that by the time I had started with the Modexis products, I had already, it had been quite a few years since my cancer, because my last cancer was in 2007. And with all the stuff that I was taking, and I was constantly researching and taking, and of course nothing was blended. It was just all of these individual products that I kept taking. And so when I started to take the Modexis product and everything was blended, it was so much easier. And the other thing is the is knowing that I was not going to I was not going to take too much of one thing and deplete something else, because it's perfectly balanced and blended. And I don't think that there is anybody on the planet that understands supplementation in the human body better than Charles Rouse. He's got it. He knows how to put it together that we get the most benefit from it. And so anyway, as I started using these products, and let me back up here, I ramble. I do get to the point. I had gotten to the point that I felt that my immune system was pretty strong, because I really didn't get sick. I don't even remember the last time I was sick, but
Mm.
these things were happening. But I still had hangover effects from chemo. Chemo is brutal. And the second time that I had the cancer, my chemo was much stronger than the first time. So after the second time, and this is just another perk of, I think it was longevity that did it, but I had this incredible itching all the time. My skin, the chemo left my skin very dry,
Mm.
and I had this itching, and I would scratch, scratch, scratch all the time. My legs and my arms, I would always, and this would happen a lot of times at night. I would just really scratch deep and cause myself to bleed, and I'd have scabs.
Mm.
And I don't even remember now. It's, oh goodness, I don't remember how long I had been on the longevity. It was within the first year, right about a year. I had been on the longevity, and I was putting lotion on one day, and I went, I don't have one scab. The itching was gone, and I thought, "How could you not have noticed that?" But it's something that when you start to live with it and it's there all the time, and it was just insidiously, it left. So that was another huge, huge, benefit for the longevity, and I know that my immune system is extremely strong. Um, I feel that I'm incredibly healthy. I don't know about the noodle. I'm working on that one. And that was the other thing that my little, I shouldn't call her little, my friend that is 92 years old has dementia. And I started working with her on in supplementation, and took her through Dr. Bredenson's program, and of course he promotes B12 and glutathione for the to counteract the dementia.
Mm.
So I got her on longevity, and she takes it liberally as well. And I did notice she had a difference in how she could remember things, and her big thing is she couldn't get words. She would know exactly what she wanted to say, but she couldn't pull it out.
Wow.
And after she got started on the products, it her you could have a better conversation with her. She could pull the words out.
Mm.
Um, so it's to me, it's just totally, totally amazing that I'm getting all of these ingredients, all of these the trace minerals that are so hard, And Brittany, this is something that I have thought so much about, and and I could be totally off base, but so many people through COVID that lost their lives with COVID. I was just wondering because people they were out of fear. I think they were all running out and buying all of this zinc and the things. I just wondered if they took too much zinc, depleted their copper, and ended up because so many people had died from aneurysms. And I thought, did they unwittingly do
Mm.
that themselves? Uh,
Mm.
so with all of that, I'm just thinking it's so much better to have a good balanced product that you know exactly what you're getting and not to get yourself into trouble with too much or too little of anything.
Yes. And Alan Ogden and I discussed briefly just absorption and how, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to CVS and buy, supplements off the shelf, and you have no idea how effective those are going to be. You have no idea. Usually, most of those are not absorbed properly into your system. And so, yes, I agree. I mean, it's so nice to not have to worry about those things. And it is tragic because I think people do try to they think they're doing the right thing, right? They're doing what they've been
Exactly.
told, or they're doing their best. And because of the lack of information, the lack of, research, the just kind of the idea that like all supplements are made equally, which is clearly
Mhm.
not the case.
No, no.
Some people end up doing more harm than good, which is true. But I love the story about your friend with Alzheimer's or dementia, because that's a subject that speaks closely to me. My grandmother passed away many years ago
Hmm.
with Alzheimer's. And I have friends whose parents are dealing with this or grandparents are dealing with this. And it's heartbreaking.
Hmm.
It's a heartbreaking disease.
It is.
And what I've heard spoken so much about it from more of the holistic community is that they're calling it type 3 diabetes.
Right.
It's basically inflammation of the brain. And so we know that products like Relieve and Longevity help with inflammation.
Mhm.
And then you could even add in something like a lift that's going to help with that cognitive function as well, and really help these people out that help their quality of life.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
What's the point of being here if you're going to be miserable the whole time? And
Hmm.
just to, for my own self, I sometimes it's like, you should have a little arthritic pain or something. At this point, you should be having some kind of discomfort, but I don't. And I really attribute it all to my supplements.
That's
Um,
awesome.
every single one, and like I said, from the neck down, I mean, super, super, super healthy. So I'm working with. I take my lift every day. It's like I have my little regime set up that I take two longevity first thing in the morning, then I take two lift around 10 o'clock. My rhythm I take around 4 o'clock, and then at bedtime I take two relieve and my tranquility. And so I can't wait for the mail product to come out. I'll work that in
Woo!
too.
Get a little sneak peek, you guys. Awesome. Yeah, I guess Randy did mention that. So,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that'll be awesome for the men to have a product specifically targeted for them as well. So, yes, very much looking forward to that. Well, this has been so incredible, Lois. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, it was
I think one thing, yes, I think one thing that um, the last kind of thought that just popped in my head as you were talking about your routine with taking your vitamins is two things actually. One is blood work and tests don't lie, right? When you go to the
like,
doctor and they're saying, "What are you doing? Your numbers are incredible." You can't deny that. And the other thing is, and what we found talking with people who use Modexis is most of them start with longevity, and most of them now use every single product in the line because one, there's that that trust factor. Now we know Dr. Charlie, we know Randy, we know the products, we know the product research council, and just the expertise that they bring. And there's this confidence now in knowing, this product worked for me. Well, let me try this one and let me try this one. And I know so many of us that, are affiliates from Modexis. It may have started as one product for ourselves or someone that we love. And we don't go a day without it unless we forget, unless we just totally blank. It's like religious, right? It is. So, but I really appreciate you just taking the time to just chat with me today and share your Modexis story with everyone. This has been incredible. Thank you, Lois.
Thank you, Brittney.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next episode.
Hey, guys, it's Brittney. Make sure to go visit modexis.com. That's MODEXUS.com to connect with an advocate for Modexis in your area. I'd also love it if you would like and subscribe to this channel as well as the Modexis channel. And be sure to hit the little notification bell so you know every time we post something new.